Hey everyone, this is Stefan and welcome to my June 2017 monthly goals report. We are live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. I've got some other devices here that we're live on as well. For those that are joining in live, I'd love to hear from you. Make sure that you leave a comment. Let me know your name and where you're from. I'll give you guys a few shout outs. By the way, what do you guys think of my new shirt? Be a force for good. That is my theme for today. This is a Project Life Mastery shirt that we got developed through Mastery Apparel. And by the way, I got my laptop here, so I'm able to see you guys here in the chat, interact with you guys. But let's see who we got. We got someone from Sweden. We've got India here. We got Serbia. We have got the Netherlands. We have got Finland. Wow, Cape Town, South Africa. We got people all over, international. Cool. Someone says, Stefan, the best YouTuber ever. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not sure about that. Stefan is my motivation. Thank you so much. Hi from Seattle. We've got someone from Brazil living in Norway now, Sweden, Scottsdale, Arizona, Ukraine, Indiana, Maine. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for joining in today. Germany, Nashville, Tennessee. Let's see who we got here on Instagram. We got someone from India, Malta, Arizona, England. I see you guys here. I see those here on Instagram. Thank you guys for following and thank you for joining me today. All right, guys. Well, let's dive into it. So this is my monthly goals report. I do this every single month. If you're new to this, I've been doing this every single month for the last few years as a way for me to update you guys on the progress I've been making towards the goals that I've committed to and I set for myself at the beginning of the year. So every year I set my goals, I publicly declare them. I've been doing this since 2012 when I first started Project Life Mastery, and I do this as a way for me to be accountable, for a way for me to challenge myself to be accountable not just to myself but others as well. And by me sharing this, hopefully I can inspire you and also remind you guys to do a check-in for yourself on your goals. Make sure that you're making progress towards them month after month. That's how you achieve things. That's how you make sure that you're mastering every area of your life. So here I've got my goals listed, and I often accompany these with a blog post that will go along with this as well. That should be up. Linked underneath the YouTube video and at projectlifemastery.com within about 24 hours from now. So if you guys want to follow along, get more details, information on my goals, I'm definitely happy for you guys to go through that and learn a little bit more. Now, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my goals, give you guys an update on the progress. I've had a lot of great wins this last month and a few challenges as well. So I'm going to be honest and transparent with you guys. And again, I do recommend that you do this for yourself. Setting goals is the easy part. Anybody can just set a goal. That doesn't take much. The challenge is actually being consistent with that, taking action. And in order to do that, I believe you got to measure yourself on a regular basis. You got to check in with that goal and give yourself an honest assessment on the progress you're making or the lack of progress. If you haven't been following through, then address it. Don't wait till the end of the year, December 31st, of the year, and then check in when you're setting your next New Year's resolutions and goals. It's better to be proactive, make sure that you check in on yourself and that you're making progress in your life. Now, I've got my goals categorized in different areas of my life, from financial, health, fitness, etc. So I'm going to go through it, and then if you guys stick around to the end and you're live here, then I'll do a bit of a Q&A, and I'll pay more attention to the chat and whatnot so that I can answer questions that you guys have and engage with you guys a little bit as well. So let's focus in on it, okay? So my first goal of the year is a financial goal, and it's that I'll easily make $2 million in revenue while impacting thousands of people's lives by December 31st, 2017. And I'm really happy to announce that June, and by the way, this is a little bit late. I've had a pretty busy month. I'll get into that in a little bit. But June happened to be my biggest financial month that I've ever had in my life. Very grateful for it. The total amount of revenue for June of 2017 was $671,687.21 approximately. That is a significant amount of money. more than I've ever made in my life in a month. A huge segment of obviously me achieving this goal this year, which I'm very grateful for. What increased to that amount, because usually in the past, I'm looking through here, on average it was $150,000 or so earnings per month. So the big increase for that is a few different promotions that were going on. One of them being the Amazing Selling Machine. Another one doing a lot of coaching that have also been doing some more high-end coaching packages with different clients. And then also my online business mastery mastermind event, which I just held this last weekend here in Vancouver. So this last weekend, we put on a mastermind. We had people that flew in from all over. This is my highest level coaching experience, an event that I put on, limited only to a small number of people, but we had an amazing group. And for those of you that follow on my Instagram and my Snapchat and Facebook and whatnot, we did a lot of snaps and things that we added to the story for that. And then we also did a little bit of live stream so that you guys can get a sneak peek of just what goes on during the event. But that was a really amazing experience. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. I'm not even sure if I had that mastermind listed as a goal, but either way, it was a goal that was achieved. And so that, as well as other factors, contributed to that significant amount of money. So that makes a huge difference in my progress so far this year towards that goal. Because if you guys remember, if you guys followed the previous months, I was saying that I haven't been on pace for that, but I've always trusted that there's going to be different moments throughout the year. Because in my business, I've got certain consistent streams of income, passive income that I make month after month, very reliable. But then there's promotions that go on, launches that go on, whether it's my own products or other people's products that I'm involved with that can contribute to a very significant amount of money. So I kind of mix it with the passive income and the active income. The active income is what really allows me to ramp it up even more so at different times. So the total income so far generated this year is almost 1.4 million. $1,398,720.09. So I'm already, getting close to the $2 million a year mark. And even this month of July is going to be a significant income month for me as well. So I definitely am more confident that I'll be able to achieve this goal and actually surpass this goal if I just continue the pace that I'm on, which let's say is $150,000 a year. Plus, I've also got some other launches and things that I'm doing later this year as well. For example, the Life Mastery Transformation program that I'm hoping to release. And then I'm also going to be announcing pretty soon a seminar that I'm going to be hosting in September. Still locking down the dates for it, but I would say it's like 95% confirmed. Haven't started promoting it yet. It's going to be a fairly exclusive event again, because I can only have so many people. If there is more people that want to come, I might consider getting a larger venue for that. But I don't want to necessarily do super big events. I'd rather do smaller events rather than massive ones, because there's just so much more logistics in that. So a few other things that I believe will help contribute to me achieving this goal. All right, let's move on. So I'll easily have a $2.5 million stock investment portfolio by December 31st. And I'm happy to say that I achieved that for the month of June as well. Although not all the money has been actually invested, because I do have a lot of cash that I'm holding right now inside my stock investment portfolio. But the total amount so far in my business stock investment portfolio is $2,677,470.66. So I've exceeded that goal. I believe that I could actually even get up to $3 million, but as I've said before, right now is not the best time really to invest because the market is doing pretty good right now, and I've been waiting for the correction that usually happens about every year. Last year was in January, where I was able to buy a lot of stock at a discounted price. This year, there hasn't been a correction in the market, so I've been waiting for that, and I'm not sure if it will happen or not, because I think the whole Donald Trump thing in the U.S., kind of prevented that from happening for a little while. But I do believe there will be something that might happen either this year or next year. but it's just a consistent pattern that happens in the market. So I'm holding cash just to wait for opportunities. I've still been buying and selling and trading a little bit here and there, but really not that much. And then on top of that too, I'm honestly also waiting for, the real estate bubble to burst here in Vancouver. The real estate prices have been insane here in Vancouver. I've been hoping that things would go down so that I could buy some investment properties here as well. But unfortunately, nothing has arisen yet. Okay, move on to business goals. I'll easily host a Life Mastery Transformation seminar. So we did that in January. So we've already done that. The new seminar that I'm going to do is a similar one, but it's going to be better and more improved. So the one that I did in January was just for 30 people. And that was a seminar that I did. There's only 2 days long. And I didn't really promote it or market it that much. I only made it available to a few people that are on my email list. But my plan is to do that again in September, which I'll notify you guys of if you're on my email list. And by the way, if you want to get notified of any events that I put on, just go to projectlifemastery.com/events, projectlifemastery.com/events, and that way you can get notified of different events that I'm hosting. This one will be in Vancouver as well, so I'm not traveling for events yet. But it will be in Vancouver, and it's going to be a better, more improved version of the last seminar that I did. Next, I'll easily launch the Life Mastery Accelerator program. We did that. And by the way, I'm going to go through the goals I've already achieved pretty quick because month after month, it gets a little bit repetitive. A lot of my goals I've already achieved that I set this year. So I'll just go through a lot of them real quick, give you a quick update. The ones that are still incomplete, those are the main ones that I want to update for you guys. Life Mastery Accelerator has been doing awesome. As for every month, we do coaching sessions, mentoring sessions for the group that are part of that program. We just did one on relationships, and then we got one coming up early August as well. That's going to be on business, career. So for those of you that want to make the transition to having an online business, I'll be talking about that. Or if you have a career and you love your career, I'm going to be sharing some strategies to help you accelerate that process as well. I will easily launch the Online Business Mastery Accelerator program. We also achieved that this year. Similar to Life Mastery Accelerator, that one's specifically focused on online business, where every month I coach and mentor a group to help them accelerate, grow their online business. A lot of Q&A and coaching is involved in that as well. Next, I'll easily launch the Life Mastery Transformation Video Training Program. So this has been something that's still been in progress over the last year now, to be honest with you, but I haven't had as much time as I'd like to really dedicate to it. I've been really focused the last few months rather, on really developing the content for it that I want to be teaching. And that's content I don't share anywhere else. It's more my unique content that I personally feel I've developed and is unique to me that I want that program to consist of. And so I've still been developing that, but I haven't had a chance to really block off the time in my schedule to really go deep into really filming it and preparing for it to the level I really want. And there's a few other things that I'm working on right now that are a little bit higher priority, I feel. I'm working on with my team that I want to complete first before I put the time and attention into that. Next, I'll easily publish 200 plus videos on Project Life Mastery YouTube channel. Okay, so let me actually pull up the other doc I got for that. All right, so for the month of June, we published 14 videos on the Project Life Mastery YouTube channel, as well as podcast. That's 102 total. So I'm halfway there now to achieving 200 videos on Project Life Mastery. I definitely need to up the pace a little bit, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying a lot of the videos, the content I've been making available for you guys there for free. I'll easily publish 200 plus blog posts on projectlifemastery.com. So we did 18 of those in June and 122 total. So I think we're going to achieve that. We're more ahead on writing and publishing blog posts on the blog. I'll easily have at least 250,000 YouTube subscribers. We achieved that goal. I think that was also achieved in June at over 280,000. In fact, now into July, we're almost at 300,000 subscribers, which I'm super excited for. And actually, funny enough, I just had a call yesterday with my YouTube rep. So once you get to a certain point on YouTube, they assign to you a YouTube rep someone at Google that basically, gives you free coaching, consulting to help you grow your channel and whatnot. And one of the conversations that we had yesterday was that she was saying how subscribers actually don't really even matter that much on YouTube, because now people have to double subscribe, right? So you subscribe to a channel, but then also you've got to hit the little bell button on the YouTube channel to actually get notified of the videos and the content that's being released. So if any of you guys actually want to be notified of the videos that we put out when we publish them, then make sure that you, when you subscribe to the channel, you also, there should be like by the subscribe link, like a bell that you can actually select to get notified of the latest videos that we have available for you guys. But either way, getting to 300,000 is still a great accomplishment, because that means that there's a lot of people out there that actually receive benefit and value of what I'm doing, and that means a lot to me. That's why I do what I do. I want to help people, and for those that actually want to subscribe and hit that button, it means a lot, because it means that they want more. Okay, let's move on. Next goal is I'll easily have at least 1 million views per month on Project Life Mastery YouTube channel. And that's the main number and indicator that I really focus on, because I want to reach more people. Ultimately, it's not about subscribers, it's about reaching more people. And for the month of June, had a record month of 1.3 million views. And since I think it was May or April, it's just blown up. The channel's blown up. I think I was averaging around 700,000 views in a month. And it went from around 700,000 to 1.3 million now. And even so far, the month of July, it's a big month also, around 1.2 million just in the last 30 days alone. So very honored for that, very blessed to be able to reach that many people. It's pretty insane. And then on top of that, the people that listen to the podcast, the people that go to the blog, the people that consume the videos and the content that I have on my social media, it's still mind-blowing to actually think about those numbers of how many people actually watch and consume my content. The cool thing is that I have been noticing I've been getting recognized a lot more now because of the growth. So for example, I think it was maybe 2 weekends ago, I went shopping with my girlfriend just here in Vancouver, and we went just to Pacific Center Mall and walking around and whatnot. And I was approached at least 5 times just by random people on the street at the mall that had recognized myself just from my YouTube channel. And even just the other day, I was at Best Buy and someone recognized me there. So it's been a lot more common. Actually, the other day too, we were actually in Coquitlam, which is a little city that's much further, maybe a half hour or so away from Vancouver. And I was walking down the street with my girlfriend, and someone pulls up in a car and rolls down the window and says, "Hey, you're that YouTuber." So it's pretty cool to actually, you see the views and whatnot, but it's actually when it becomes more real when you actually meet people in real life and actually interact with them, which is super cool. Okay. Next is that I'll easily have at least 150,000 unique visitors per month at projectlifemastery.com, the blog. So we're at 129,000 for the month of June. So the blog has actually been steady. Like, it hasn't really been growing over the last like 6 months. I can't remember the last time. I think the highest the blog in terms of unique traffic it got was around 150,000. That might have been in January. But for the most part, it's been hovering around 130,000 month after month, not growing much, even though I've been publishing a lot more content and whatnot, consistently with it. And I think, really, I have to dive a lot deeper into that, because I have been, earlier this year and last year, I got a bunch of SEO audits done. So we hired some top SEO consultants to do an audit on our blog to look at how we can improve the search engine optimization of it. And so we've been working on a new web design that has still been taking quite a while, but we're trying to implement a lot of things we learned that can help improve the overall SEO of the website and get more into a strategy around that. So I'm coming up short right now on that goal, and that's something I think the new website will help with, as well as just more focus on the whole design element from it. But to be honest with you, the YouTube and podcasts and social media has been more of a viral effect in reaching people rather than SEO with the search engine. It's very steady. There's not much of a viral effect that can really occur from that. Cool, I did set this as a goal. So I'll easily host a high-level online business mastery mastermind event in Vancouver. Love the process, help people build and grow their online business. So that was achieved, but that was achieved for the month of July. That was just this last weekend. So that one's going to be checked off for the month of July. I'll easily relaunch Affiliate Marketing Mastery, help hundreds of new people build their own successful online business. So we did a private webinar actually during the month of June for that. And that's actually, I forgot about that because that also contributed to the income that I had in the month of June as well, because we did a bit of a webinar, just had it open for a very small window of time for those that wanted to join Affiliate Marketing Mastery. And again, if you want to be notified of that, if you're interested in that program, we're only releasing it at different times. We didn't do a big launch. We didn't announce it or anything like that. We just let in a small group that have been waiting and waiting and waiting to be able to join the program. But if you go to affiliatemarketingmastery.com, that's the best way you get notified of when it's going to be released next. I'll easily launch the Project Life Mastery merchandise by December 31st. So we achieved that. That was Mastery Apparel. That's with the cool t-shirts and the apparel that we have. A lot of cool designs at masteryapparel.com. I'll easily improve and redesign projectlifemastery.com website. So again, that's in progress. Slowly but surely coming along. And I'll easily create some new awesome features to K-Optimizer. We achieved that early this year as well. Okay, let's move on to health and fitness. I'll easily complete a 15-day juice fast cleanse to cleanse my body and create unstoppable energy. So I have not scheduled my juice fast yet, but I am getting to the point now where I'm really thinking about scheduling it for the remainder part of the year. My girlfriend, Tatiana, just completed a 7-day water fast. So she just did water. In fact, if you guys follow her YouTube channel, Lux Health, I believe that she's gonna do a video sharing that experience about that cleanse. But I'm gonna probably, right now I've got a 15-day juice fast. I might do a water fast. I've never done a water fast before. I've done a few juice fasts and raw food cleanses. Might do a water fast, or because, some of you guys know right now I've got mercury toxicity right now. And so I've been talking to my naturopath. I've been cleansing that a natural way through, I'm starting this Andy Cutler protocol for those that might be familiar that have mercury toxicity. I'm not totally sure because mercury detoxes take a long time. It's going to take me over a year plus to really detox the mercury out of my body and the lead. And so I'm not sure yet, but I want to make sure that a juice fast or anything like that doesn't conflict with it, because the Andy Cutler protocol, you got to follow. There's a certain protocol I want to follow for that. That's more of a priority for me, is to get rid of the actual mercury out of my body. And there's certain things you got to do to bind the metals out of the tissues and then be able to eliminate it successfully from your body. Okay, I'll easily complete Tough Mudder in Whistler with my girlfriend Tatiana, and love the process. So we completed that in June. That's my second time doing Tough Mudder in a row. Awesome experience. We went up to Whistler for that, and we got muddy, we got dirty, we got bruises and beat up in the process, but it was a ton of fun. It's great that we both trained together, prepared for that event and that experience. So it was definitely a great challenge. I haven't been doing as much cardio as I was obviously preparing up for that. I've still been working out and fitness and whatnot. But I'd like to reintegrate back some cardio, or at least some hiking. I'm actually going for a hike likely tomorrow with some friends. But right now in Vancouver, we got beautiful weather, and I want to make sure that I'm utilizing it by being outdoors, hiking, going for runs, just more outdoor activity. Okay, now 2 goals were not achieved with my fitness, and I'll share with you, actually a bunch of them weren't, but one of them was a Spartan race. So I also scheduled this year to commit to doing the Spartan race because I figured, Spartan race and a half marathon. And the reason why I scheduled those is because I just wanted to push myself even further. I've done Tough Mudder before, but I was already training, getting in great shape, and the Spartan race and half marathon were on separate weekends that I could have also done as well. The Spartan race one I did not do, unfortunately, because I think I was a little bit injured during that weekend. I'm trying to remember because it was actually back in early June, and now we're in July. But I think the reason why I had a bit of an injury, and I still honestly feel I could have done it because I still could have done it. I feel like I still could have pushed myself to do it, but I did not. So that's one thing, with myself that I'm honest with myself about, and I just want to, really dig deep, with that, because I, as you guys know, I never like to commit to something and not achieve it, not follow through on it. So that's one thing I need to do better. I need to plan things a little bit better. I need to make sure when I commit to that, I follow through, I plan, prepare for that. Even though, yeah, I don't want to use the injury as a little bit of an excuse, but I still feel I could have done it. Now, the half marathon, I decided to cancel, and I mentioned that last month because there was an event that I wanted to go to instead. It was an event with my mentor, Satya and Raja. That was a 3-day event that was more of a priority for me, and it was more of a rare opportunity that I wanted to sign up for instead that I just thought would help my growth a lot more. So that was just a new opportunity that came up, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes you have to be flexible with your goals, and there's maybe new goals or other things that come up that are higher priority. So I'm grateful that I did that, and a half marathon I can make up for that either later this year or next year. There's always different ones going on. Okay, next is I'll easily do yoga once a week, increasing my flexibility and relieving tension. I only did it twice in the month of June, and that is something I need to up my game on. I need to recommit to that goal, I think. Get into the habit, get into the routine of it. Just really reignite my reason why. Why is this a must for me to do that? I have been doing some stretching in my workouts, but I would not really consider that yoga, if I were to be honest. So that is something that I need to up and improve. I'll easily use my PEMF mat, which is a pulsed electromagnetic field mat. I've still yet to do a video on that, but I'll do one for you guys, hopefully this month or next. 5 times a week. I've been doing that about 4 times a week. Sometimes it's been 5, but it's been about 4 on average. So I'm actually happy about that. I'm happy about that because I think I can get up to 5 by the end of the year. It's just keeping my consistency going with that. And by the way, what I do with that is I meditate on it. So I do my meditation on it. I did a post on my Instagram too, for those that follow me on Instagram, sharing a little bit about it also. Okay, I'll easily hire an amazing personal trainer to help me get in amazing shape, stay focused, and help me achieve my fitness goals. That has not been achieved yet. This has been ongoing for a while now, and I'm not sure if I really will right now. I think I'm following a good program, and I've been working out more with my girlfriend instead. And so this is a goal that I've worked with a lot of personal trainers before, but I feel confident. I feel good about what I'm doing. I feel good about it overall. But who knows? I got to the end of the year to achieve it. No rush. So I can always revisit that if things change. Okay, I'll easily do a DEXA scan every 3 months to track my muscle mass, body fat, and bone density. So I've done 2 so far this year. I got another one coming up this month in July. So on track with that. Just kind of curious to see any changes in my body since the last time I've done it. Next, I'll easily get a massage twice per month to help me feel amazing. I only did 1 massage for the last month in June, so that is one thing I need to improve more as well, get more massages. I'll easily get tested at least once, live blood analysis, allergy, hormones, etc. So I've been on track with that. So many of you guys know I did my heavy metals test this year. I've done I did a hormones test recently, the Dutch test, which is an advanced hormone test that I'm actually still waiting for the results to get back from. I did an allergy test. I did the Wellness FX blood test. That's also on my YouTube channel as well. So by the way, on my YouTube channel, there's a Wellness FX blood test. That was like a super comprehensive blood work done. You guys can search for that. And then the heavy metal test that I did as well, which was an IV chelation test, a provoked test to bring out the metals in my blood, and then you pee it out, and then you test it that way. Live blood analysis is the one I haven't done yet, and that is something I'll probably do a little bit later as well. Okay, mind, emotion, and spiritual goals. So I'll go a few more guys, and then I'll do a bit of a Q&A for those of you that stick around. I'll easily complete the 100-day challenge, achieve that. I think they reopened the 100-day challenge recently as well, so I know a bunch of people recently joined that also. I'll easily complete a 30-day morning ritual challenge. I've achieved that. I'll easily complete a 30-day complaint-free challenge. I've not scheduled that yet, have not started that. What I want to do is I want to read the book as I go through that and start it. So there's a book called The Complaint-Free World, and there's also a documentary as well. So I got to schedule that in, but it's not super high priority. I want to do a few other things first, but that will get done. I'll easily complete a 10-day silent meditation retreat with Vipassana to deepen my meditation practice. So that is scheduled in December, later on this year, the 10 days. I've got it booked in my calendar, so I want to make sure that I follow through on that. I'll easily attend a 3-day Tantra workshop with my girlfriend Tatiana. We achieved that earlier this year. I'll easily attend the Date with Destiny Leadership Program. That was also achieved in May. So I did a YouTube video sharing a little bit about my experience for that, that you guys can find also on my YouTube channel and podcast. I'll easily attend the National Achievers Congress. I achieved that. And by the way, you guys want to know something crazy? I was actually adding this up the other day. By the end of this year, get this, by the end of this year, 2017, I will have spent over 1 month out of the year, okay, over 1 month out of this year inside a seminar room or at an event. Okay, pretty insane. So 1 month out of 12 months out of the year, I'll be at a seminar room, event, learning, growing in that way, or through my own seminars, events. Pretty insane. So far this year, I've attended, a 9-day event. The Tony Robbins event was a 9-day event because I was also doing the leadership program for that. The 10-day silent meditation retreat, all the other seminars and events that I've been through, the Tantra workshop, the one that I did 2 weeks ago, those are both 3-day events. So pretty insane. It'll be more than a month. And when I think about it, guys, I can't think of a better way to spend my time than by growing, improving myself, immersing myself, being around other committed individuals. And I've always said this, you always learn and grow way more than you ever could by immersing yourself in an environment and experience as opposed from reading a book or even watching a video or a podcast. So I'm a big fan. That's the way to accelerate your growth, right? You can grow from reading. You should do all that stuff too. But if you want to accelerate it, in-person events and personalized coaching, that's how you accelerate your growth and progress. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually really proud of myself for that because, I really value my growth, as you guys can probably tell, and investing in myself, and I preach that, and I'm practicing what I preach there. But I've also, you guys don't want to know how much money I've spent investing in myself so far this year. It's probably going to be over $100,000 of just me investing in my own personal growth and development. And again, I can't think of a better investment. In fact, for those of you that just watched my YouTube video, I put up a YouTube video and a podcast sharing Warren Buffett's best investment advice. And I don't want to spoil the video for you, but I'll tell you what it was. Warren Buffett says the best investment you can ever make is not in a stock or real estate or a business, but it's in yourself. Investing in yourself. If you invest in yourself and you're always growing and improving, your life will improve. It will grow beyond levels you can possibly imagine. But if you don't invest in yourself, if you don't really commit yourself to growing, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay where you are. In fact, you're probably going to get worse off than you were. You can make slow, steady progress by reading books. And I feel like I read a lot too, and I grow in those ways. But the progress is like this. I'm always after quantum leaps. A quantum leap is my growth is like this. Right? And I've always experienced that oftentimes by events and coaching and the people that I have in my life to help me really fast track my progress. Okay, with that being said, let's dive into some books. I'll easily read at least 20 books to enhance my knowledge, mindset, and skills. And I am at 6 or 7 so far. I'm actually behind on my reading. I haven't been reading enough. I've been spending more time at events and seminars and whatnot, rightfully so, because that's way more valuable for me. But I just finished the book, The Heart Math Solution, and I've got a video sharing a technique, a process from that coming out pretty soon. And I also just finished the book, Frogs and the Princes by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, which is on NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which I also did a bit of a video about and podcast about as well. So I need to up my standards for reading for sure if I want to achieve this goal by the end of the year. I'll easily go to church at least once a week on Sundays to grow my relationship with God, and that was only twice for the month of June. simply because I was at some events and seminars, so I wasn't able to go as much as I'd like. Okay, fun, travel, social relationships. I'll easily host a fun activity once a month with friends, creating more magic moments. I achieved that in June as well, getting together with friends. We went to the beach, had an awesome beach day, hanging out. I'll easily enjoy a fun family vacation. That was canceled because of, okay, so this is pretty crazy. So supposed to have a family vacation at my brother's cabin. He just built a beautiful new cabin up by 70 Mile House. And I was supposed to go up there for a family vacation during the winter time. And we weren't able to go because we had crazy snowstorms and the highways were closed off. It was just too dangerous to go up. So we rescheduled. I was supposed to go up this weekend up to his cabin for the summertime. And crazy enough, right now there's insane wildfires that are happening right now in British Columbia. And it's really, really bad that, you know, people's houses are being burnt down and people are having to evacuate. This is quite a few hours up north from Vancouver, but the federal government had to get involved and other provinces to help send help and firefighters and airplanes and helicopters to help put out and control the fire. But my brother is getting pretty close. He hasn't had to evacuate yet, but it's a pretty scary situation. He just built this amazing new cabin up there, and hopefully you'll be okay. But a lot of people are going through a really, really hard time right now, having to evacuate and losing their homes and everything. So it's really sad. Hopefully it works out, you know, but, you know, my actual family vacation trip is going to get postponed yet again. I'll easily update our relationship journal with Tatiana at least once a month. So been on track with that as well. Travel to Australia, achieved that. Travel to Ethiopia, that's scheduled for October. Travel to Jackson Hole, achieved that. Travel to California, spend at least a month living there. So that's scheduled for November, December. I'll at least attend at least 2 Brotherhood Mastermind trips, done 1 so far. The next one probably won't happen in January, so I'll probably won't achieve this goal by the end of the year. I've already booked one in January for Mexico for a mastermind trip with a mastermind that I'm a part of, but this year doesn't look like it's going to have room for my schedule. I'll easily go snowboarding at least 5 times and enjoy the process, only done twice so far. And I'll easily do at least 3 photo shoots, get some amazing photos. Only done 2 so far, got 1 more to go. I'll easily host, now we're going to contribution goals. I'll easily host a monthly coaching session with the Project Life Mastery Teen Mentoring Program. So we actually recently changed that. So if you're a teenager right now watching or listening to this, you're 18 years old and younger. If you're already part of the group and you already got my email, the Facebook post for that. If you're not, this could definitely interest you as well. But we switched it to, if you're 18 years old and younger, the way that I want to help mentor teens and help kids and people in situations. I never had a mentor myself when I was young. And so this is my way of giving back is I've created now a 12-month, a 1-year program to help teens. And that's going to be part of access of my Life Mastery Accelerator program. And so we've got a Facebook group for the teen mentoring and then also the Life Mastery Accelerator where every month I provide coaching and mentorship to a group of people to help them in different parts of their life. So if you're interested in that and you're a teen, then go to projectlifemastery.com/teen mentoring. Okay, projectlifemastery.com/teen mentoring. This is 100% free. And again, this is just my way of contributing to help those that don't have the financial means to be able to invest in coaching or get mentors and people like that. For those that are 18 years old and younger, if you're over 18, then pay for it. You know, that's fair and square. You should be in a position, if you're 19 years old and older than that, to be able to actually pay for and invest in yourself. Just as I did when I was 19 years old. That was the first seminar I went to. It was $500. I had to find ways to make money and save money so that I can invest in myself. So I believe that part of the growth is actually finding the way to come up with the money, make the money. But oftentimes people that are 18 and younger, they don't have a credit card. So you know, that's my way of contributing and be able to mentor and help those that are younger than 18 years old. Okay, next goal is I'll easily fund at least 2 homes for families suffering from poverty, changing their lives. That has not been planned or scheduled yet. I've actually got a call on Monday with the organization Journey, which is the organization where I've done volunteer trips before in the past. And I've yet to schedule with them, hoping to find out their schedule for next year so that I can plan a trip and then know which location I'm going to go, and then I can fund the houses that I want to help then volunteer and build in that part of the world. And I'll easily fund a school to be built with Change Heroes, Imagine One Day, or another organization. So also has not been scheduled yet either. I still got time for this though. So I'm still waiting for my next year's schedule, because I want to actually not just build it, but I want to go there and volunteer and be a part of that too. I'll easily volunteer in Ethiopia to build a school that I funded. So that is also, again, scheduled for October, where myself and my girlfriend are flying to Ethiopia, and we're going to go and volunteer to build the school that I funded. And I'll easily, my last goal, or my second last goal, is to cultivate the habit of giving more by giving to those that are homeless and truly in need of every opportunity I get by December 31st. And, you know, I sit here looking at this goal, and I was thinking about this today. Yeah, you know, I would say I've done that a little bit in June, but not as much as I could. I do think I need to put that more, you know, I was good all up to last month, I'd say, with that. But I'd say the last month, I haven't been focused on contribution as much as I'd like to. So that is one thing I'd like to put more focus on, is just more contribution in my life and just beyond my business. You know, business contribution is easy for me. I enjoy it. I love it. I get to do what I love and give the gifts that I have. But beyond that, my day-to-day life in the sense of when I walk down the street and there's people that need help or are in need, I don't want to just be focusing on myself. I want to find ways that I can serve and give and support people throughout the day. And the last one is I'll easily find some new organizations or charities I can help contribute to, broadening my impact by December 31st. Not much focus on that in June. Kiva has been I did do some reloans with Kiva, which is lending out money to people that need help. ASPCA was one that I'd also given to that I want to focus on more too. But nothing really new to report there either. All right, guys, so that's my 51 goals for this year. Pretty crazy so far, crazy month, really, really busy. You know, that's why also this is getting to you guys a little bit late, because the end of July is coming up. We're almost halfway through July right now. But overall, guys, progress has been good. You know, now that I'm back here in Vancouver, you know, and I'm settled in, I'm able to get back in more routines and spend more time with friends and family and different things I've got going on as well. Trying to look to travel a little bit less during the summertime, although I am going to Las Vegas in about 2 weeks from now, because I'm actually going to the ASM event and I'm speaking at that event. So if you're going to be at the amazing summit, I'll be there speaking. But that, I think, is the only other trip that I have coming up this summertime, and I'm looking to travel less so that wintertime rolls around, I can get away from Vancouver and travel a little bit more. All right, with that being said, guys, let me dive into the chat. Thank you guys for your patience. I just want to see what's been going on for you guys. And if there's any way I can support you, any questions that you guys have, feel free to post it here in the chat on YouTube or on Facebook, or also those here on Instagram and Periscope. Okay, we've got multiple devices going on right now. Cool, Terry says that Warren Buffett quote is my pitch on my online course. Cool, that's awesome. And yeah, if you guys haven't yet seen the video that I put out on that, check it out. You know, the Warren Buffett investment advice. I share the mindset advice, investing yourself, but also financial advice as well. Mikhail says, I really love what you do, and I can't wait to get started by publishing Amazon Kindle books and so on. Awesome, Mikhail. That's great. Yodit says, I love your videos. Cool, thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. Congrats on the success, mastery, and all the fortunes that you have for the world. Okay, Con says, how to use RPM method for university student. Well, Con, I've got you know, a video where I share how I plan my day using RPM on my YouTube channel. So I recommend you watch that, but the way you use it for university is the exact same way that you'd use it for any other area of your life. You got to know your outcomes, you got to write that out, and then you got to identify your purpose, why you're doing that, why that's important for you, and then you got to write down the actions. What are the action steps that you have that can allow you to achieve the outcomes that you set for yourself? And you can plan out your week, you can plan out your month, and you can also plan out your day. And of course, the person to go to learn from that is Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins, he's got the training and the resources that can help you out with that, because that's his system, his method of planning out your day. Someone said, this is my first time I'm here with you. How do I get started? Well, the way to get started could be many different things, but you can just go to projectlifemastery.com to learn a little bit more about me and what I have available. If you're interested in getting started on an online business, then I recommend you get started with the free course that I have available that shares 7 ways that I make money online. Okay, 7 ways that I make money online. I go into each of the different methods of making money online, how you can do it as well, how you can get started with that. And you can access that by just going to projectlifemastery.com/free course. Okay, projectlifemastery.com/free course. And it's free. It's like a 7-hour training that I give away for free. That's incredibly valuable. Had thousands and thousands of people that have gone through that. So that will help you, give you some direction on which business model you should get started with, different resources and whatnot, so that you can build your online business. And someone asked about Kindle publishing. What is that? Well, you can learn about that there too, because I go into each model. I go into whether it's like a newbie way, intermediate, or more advanced. I go into whether, how much money you would need to get started on that, because some business models are going to need more money to invest getting started, others a lot less. I go into how long on average it takes people to make money from that business model. I share how much the potential is of how much money you can make with that business model as well. So again, that free course should help you out in a big way with that. Cool. Dior says, so glad that you're planning on doing Vipassana. I'm doing it in November. I really look forward to the benefits. Definitely me too. I've been meditating every day, and I look forward to immersing myself in that experience. I think it'll be life-changing. I've got a number of friends that have done it, so I'm really looking forward to it. Is Jungle Scout still beneficial if you already know what product to sell? If you already have products, Jungle Scout is for your Amazon product research. So if you're researching products, Jungle Scout is what is helpful for that. If you're not researching and you already got your product, then you probably don't need it. Give me 1 sec, guys. I just want to make sure. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Cool. Raykin, good to see you there, Raykin. Hey, Stefan, love all your programs. They help me greatly build my businesses. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Hope you're doing awesome. Hi, where are you from? I'm from Vancouver, Canada. Let's see. Someone says, please tell about stock market, bro. Just do a search. I've done on my YouTube channel, I shared my stock investment portfolio, investing advice for beginners. I've done videos on that that can answer that for you as well. Stefan, you have truly changed my life. This is from Mary and my way of thinking. My husband and I want to start selling on Amazon FBA, but we just wanted to know if you recommend branding our first product. Absolutely. Every product you got to brand, right? I mean, if you're private labeling a product, you've got to have a name for the product, a brand for that product. You got to think long-term, not just short-term. You don't want to just sell a product. The product is like a gateway to building a brand. The brand is what has the real value of a business and the long-term value, the relationship that you associate with people. So you have to be building a brand in your business. If not, then you don't really have a business. You just have a way of making some money that's not sustainable or lasting. So you want to build a brand if you want to build a long-term sustainable stream of income for yourself. That is something that you can depend on for many, many years to come, because ultimately people are building an online business so that they can quit their jobs, so that they can upgrade their lifestyle, so they can buy a new home, new cars, travel more, whatever it is. I would not depend on just a gimmick of making money online or just one product to be able to live off of. I would not quit my job off of just a product that was not built around a brand and was not sustainable long term. So you got to do it the right way and think about how you're building something that's going to last. Tyler says, as a college student who is currently not doing much during this summer, how can I manage my work time on what I want to accomplish and my leisure. Well, Tyler, I'd recommend you got to plan out your day. You got to plan out your week. You got to be organized. You have to have a plan. You can't just reactively just wake up throughout the day and wake up and be like, okay, well, what am I going to do, right? You've got to plan in advance. You have to think about the month ahead. You got to think about the week ahead, and you got to think about the days ahead. And you got to have a plan of what time you're going to wake up, what time you're going to go to bed, and then what you're going to do to fill up that day. You know, when are you going to work out that day, make progress in that area of your life? When are you going to do your rituals in the morning to condition your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions? When are you going to dedicate the time to either work at a job or to make some money or to start your business? You know, you got to treat your business like a job, right? You got to treat it and say, okay, these are the hours, these are the days of the week that I'm going to dedicate and focus to creating my financial freedom and building my online business. You got to dedicate the hours of the day or the week that you're going to spend time with friends and family and you know, with your partner, or to meet people and connect with people. You got to plan all that stuff. I mean, there's just no other way about it, right? You got to be proactive with it. Plan the events you're going to go to, the books you're going to read. You got to have a structure and plan things in your life so that you have a plan that's going to ensure you achieve a result. You could just try to go to the gym, for example. You want to get in shape and just, you know, you have no idea what you're doing, and you can get a good workout in and make some progress, but not as much if you have a structured plan that you're going to the gym with a purpose. You got to wake up with a purpose. You got to plan out your week and have a purpose behind it. When you have the purpose, that's what's going to ensure you move forward in your life to achieve what you want. All right, let's jump to Instagram here. Someone says, how do I get into one of your mastermind courses? So my mastermind event is very exclusive. You already have to be a customer of mine to actually be able to come to that. This is not like a newbie sort of thing. So once you've gone through one of my trainings or courses, then you're on my email list for that, and then we notify people when we have different events for those that are interested in coming out. But if you're just getting started, you don't need to go to an event, and you don't need coaching. You just need a basic course that can help you, whether it's my K-Money Mastery course at kmoneymastery.com or my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course at affiliatemarketingmastery.com. Those are courses you can buy, you know, or an Amazon course, whatever. You know, because if you hire a coach and you hired me for my time, I'm just going to tell you to go through what I've already done and what I've already laid out for you inside the training program, inside the course. So go through that first, right? Go through the basic course. It's going to be way, way, way cheaper also, rather than paying someone a lot of money for their personal time to coach you and share with you stuff that's already there available for you. So go through the paid courses and trainings first, get some results and experience with that. And then that way, when you do hire a coach or you do come to an event, you know, you're not starting from scratch. You already know the basics, and you're going to be able to develop you a lot faster. How do you ensure that you have a healthy mind and body? You do that by having a ritual every day, a morning ritual that you schedule. First thing in the morning, you wake up, you take care of your body, mind, your health. You have a ritual, for example, for your body, whether that's drinking water, whether that's having fresh squeezed juices, essential oils, having a healthy breakfast, maybe a smoothie that has a good source of plant-based protein that can really help to nourish your body, maybe exercising first thing in the morning, whether that's yoga or working out with weights or going for a walk or a run. That's taking care of your body every single day. You do that every day, you're going to ensure that you have a healthy, you're going to have a healthy body. And then your mind as well, you got to feed it with positivity, reading books and videos and podcasts, doing affirmations, asking yourself empowering questions. Those are all things that can help you ensure that you have, you're strong each day, but also for your spirit. Your spirit, you have to make sure you nurture and you take good care of as well. And again, that's something that's inside my Morning Ritual Mastery course at morningritualmastery.com. They can help you a lot more with that. Someone says, I know you're very busy. You don't have time to answer all the questions. Do you look or respond to emails? The answer is no. I do not have time for a lot of emails. I have a team of people that handle all that for me. If you're looking for actual coaching and mentoring from me, then again, join the Life Mastery Accelerator, okay, at lifemasteryaccelerator.com, or Online Business Mastery Accelerator at onlinebusinessmasteryaccelerator.com. I created those monthly live mentoring programs for those that want my mentoring, that want to ask me questions. Right now, that's the only way that I'm providing coaching and mentoring besides my high-level mastermind events. I'm not even taking on one-on-one coaching clients right now because I don't have much time for it. So that's the only amount of time I'm really able to dedicate to answering questions and whatnot, as well as occasional streams like this. But you know, with this, I'm only able to help so many people at a time. All right, I'll take a few more questions, guys. Let's see. Hi, this is from Roxana. Hi, I'm from Germany. I would like to start selling on Amazon, but I don't have enough money to invest in a course. I saw your online course, and what product would be good to start an online business? Well, Roxana, if you don't have the money for it, then maybe find another means of making money online that's less costly to get into. So for example, it could be Kindle publishing, you know, it's a much cheaper way of getting started. Or instead of selling your own product, why do you have to sell your own product? Why don't you just do affiliate marketing instead? Affiliate marketing has very little expenses involved in it, and you can promote other people's products and earn a commission from that. So you don't have to take the risk. You don't have to invest all the money. You don't have to come up with the idea or anything like that. Instead of competing with others, you're collaborating, you're partnering with these other companies that have products that that they have available, doing all the customer support, all the things for that. So affiliate marketing is a fantastic way because it doesn't require you to have to spend the money and take the risk to start the business. And the only real expenses you have are your website, which is your hosting every month, as well as your email list. And again, the free course that I have at projectlifemastery.com/free course will help you understand the right business model for you to get started with. But that's what I would do. And also, if you don't have money to invest or start a business, then find a way to make money. Get a job, get a second job, cut back on your expenses, sell some stuff you don't need. Most people have stuff around their house they don't need whatsoever, and they can then take that money and invest it in themselves, invest it in a course, learning your own growth. You're gonna get a lot further ahead by doing that instead. A lot of people, I'm blown away, they'll spend the money, they say they don't have the money, but yet they'll spend the money to buy the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight on pay-per-view for $100, right? Or they say they don't have the money and they'll instead spend that money on going to entertain themselves by watching the latest movie that's out, or doing something fun, or going on a vacation, or whatever it is, when really, you can invest $100 in a valuable course and training that can help you in your life way more than any of that stuff ever will, right? Whenever you do entertainment activity, it's great to do that, but it's not an investment in your future. All entertainment is an immediate source of gratification. And we all need that. I enjoy entertainment as well, but not at the expense of my own investment and my own future. So you got to find ways to make money in your life. If you can't make money through a job, or just find ways to make some money to buy a course, then do not get into business, because business is 100 times harder than it will ever be for you just to be able to get a job and make money from it. So get a job first and make money from that before you even consider trying to start a business, because business is way harder. There's way more responsibility involved in that, and then you're just going to be another statistic of someone that didn't succeed. So you got to learn how to manage your money, your finances, if you want to succeed in your business. Hello, this is from Christina. I want to get into Kindle publishing, but I don't know if it's a good idea since so many people are doing it. Christina, it's an amazing opportunity. All these opportunities, they work. Whether it's Kindle publishing, Amazon, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, YouTube, all of them work and effective. Yes, they take time. Yes, there's competition. Yes, there's other people doing it. But That's really what it comes down to, is your mindset, your confidence going into it. You got to have the confidence that you can succeed. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. It doesn't matter that there's other people doing it as well. If you have the right mindset and confidence going into it, you too can succeed at this. You can prosper. You just have to have the mindset going in. If you're scared, if you have scarcity mentality, if you have fear, then it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to succeed at it because of that mindset that's holding you back. So you got to shift your mindset around it, Christina. You got to be in the mindset of not worrying about competition, but instead have competition worry about you. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. Learn from others. Model other people's successes. It's a good thing that other people are doing it, because then that's what allows you to learn to see what they're doing so that you can succeed at it as well. And if there's a lot of people doing it and they're making money from it, then there's a good indicator that you too can succeed also. The worst thing you should do is start a business where there's no one doing it. If no one's doing it, then that's probably a good indicator that it's not going to be that successful for you either. What do you think is a realistic side income for someone with zero knowledge in this field? Starting from scratch, what would likely be able to earn per month? You can earn as much as you want per month, if you commit yourself to it. There's no limits whatsoever to the success that you can have. Everyone started off with no knowledge. I started off with no knowledge. Everyone started in the same position as you. The difference is they learned, they grew, they invested in themselves, they took massive action. Now, it's not going to be a get rich quick, right? That does not exist. If you think you're going to, just start something with no experience and knowledge, and you're going to, all of a sudden make all this money or a side income in the next 30 days, that's not how it works. Every business, you're going to operate at a deficit initially. Most businesses in the first year, they're operating at a deficit. Do you know what the stats are? In the first year of businesses that get started today, in the first year, 50% of them are gone. By 5 years in, it's 80% of businesses that start are gone. And within 10 years, 96% of businesses that start fail. So take 100 businesses, 10 years from now, only 4 of them are standing. And that's why what it comes down to is the mindset. If you're trying to do this to get rich quick, you're not going to last. You have to have the patience and not even necessarily worry about the money you're making initially, because initially your focus should just be on growing and learning and going through the learning curve, focusing on the process. You master the process, the results will follow, right? It's like if you want to change your body, people always set unrealistic goals. Hey, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 30 days. You go to the gym, you're not seeing results fast enough. So that's why people that give up, right away, because they're not seeing the success fast enough. Well, if you focus instead on the result, forget about the weight, forget about losing 30 pounds, forget about that for now, okay? What's the process that by focusing on it, it will lead to that result? The process is you got to go to the gym 5 days a week. The process is you got to eat healthy. The process is you have to have more positive mindset and attitude day to day, make healthy habits. You focus on that, then you will lose the weight. And it works the same way in business and marketing and success. So you got to make sure that you focus on the process and not be attached to the results, because the results can take months, even years before you, start making a profit in your business. That's just the reality of it. So, there's more than enough that's possible for you. For me, when I started, it took me 3 years before I made any money online. And that was just because I was dabbling nonstop and I wasn't learning the right way, and I thought I could do everything on my own, and I had a lot of barriers holding me back. But once you overcome that, and you can get there a lot faster, but it still takes a lot of time. All right, guys, I'll do one more question. Let's see. And by the way, a lot of the questions I see, guys, all of you would benefit immensely by being through my Online Business Master Accelerator and my Life Master Accelerator, or any of the products and the programs that I have, guys. So, a lot of the things that you guys need help with, where do I get started? And, these mindset questions that you guys have, these are all things I've covered. These are all things I've either done other YouTube videos on, or they go deeper in my courses and my trainings. And so for those of you that actually want the help, I've created these courses and the trainings as a way to help you guys, as a way for me to mentor you, to share with you the processes to help you make money online, to help you succeed. They're available for you. I do a lot just free for you guys to help, to give out a lot of content. But at a certain point, guys, you have to invest in yourself. You have to take something of value and put it aside and invest it in your own growth, your own business, your own future. There's no other way about it. There's no free videos or content or blog posts that someone's going to give you that's going to give you all the answers and do everything for you. You've got to do your part, and you have to invest and actually pay for it, just as I've done and everyone else does that succeeds with it. So, guys, if you guys are looking for more, then go through some of the courses and the trainings I've got available, because I didn't create them for nothing. I've created them for a reason to help you guys succeed. All right, guys, well, we're going to wrap it up. So I want to thank you guys for joining in today. Always an honor and a pleasure. Make sure that you guys set your goals and follow up with your goals, and you're making progress towards that. And hopefully I was able to serve you guys to move forward in your life and your business. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the next video. Until then, take care.